Kindly be seated. I now invite our esteemed dignitaries to light the ceremonial lamp and commence the program. On the stage, we have Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, Honorable Madam Chancellor of VMRFDU, Ms. Neera Misra, Founder and Chairperson of Draupadi Dream Trust, New Delhi, Dr. Neera Misra, Dean CSR VMRF, Dr. K.R. Malati, CEO of Oro Educational Services, Swami G. Sri Hari Prasad, Founder of Vishnu Mohan Foundation, Mrs. Sita Devi, Founder and Managing Trustee of Street Vision Social and Charitable Trust, Chennai, Dr. Christiana Singh, Director of School of Arts and Sciences, and Dr. S.P. Sangeeta, Vice Principal of Academics at AVIT. Thank you. Where there is a woman, there will always be a magic. Here comes a woman with a magical smile, who is a great inspiration to all of us. I'm very happy to call upon Dr. Neera Misra, Dean CSR VMRFDU, to give the welcome address.
for today's function, that is International Women's Day. We have been celebrating this for the past 7 years, and we are happy that we are still continuing the celebrations. And Sri Arun Raj, the district collector Chelka, he had to come here. I think he will come a little bit later. I welcome him. And I welcome Neera Misra, who has come all the way from New Delhi to Arpadai Video Institute of Technology to grace our function. And I welcome Swami G, who has consented to grace his function by his presence. We wanted to have a chairman, Dr. Ganesan, but he had some other program, he did not come. And we all miss him, of course. I welcome Dr. Neera Misra, who is at present our Vice President, Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation. We have gathered here to participate in an annual event, that is International Program on Women's Day. We know that globally this event will be celebrated on 8th of March, but for our convenience we have to shift it to 5th. It is a sort of a milestone in the history of AVIT, in which we participate in full spirit. And this International Women's Day every year has a theme, and they have also specific color scheme also. This year the theme is accelerate activities. In Tamil you can say செயல்களை துரிதப்படுத்து. I would like to start with a quote from Swami Vivekananda. He says, there is no chance for the welfare of the world if we don't improve the status of women. He also adds that a bird cannot fly with a single wing. That shows how women are important, and they are the architects of the society. And the empowered women are like a treasure in the country. And these empowered women, Bhayan Madam says, they are honoring the present, honoring the past, celebrating the present, and building a world for tomorrow. I would like to talk about 3 empowered women who have almost made a sort of a model for us. And these 3 women have inspired me a lot. And I will start with Dr. Neera, my boss. And she doesn't want us to call her boss. She says, we are all co-workers. So that shows how simple she is. So I would like to say a few words. Of course, our students will know her well, but for the benefit of the outsiders, I will list a few things about Dr. Neera, our Vice President. I have been traveling with her for the past 19 years, and many times she has proved herself as a leader, leading the entire band of the university, and also inspiring us, guide us, and giving us a lot of tips to have a happy life in the university. Her profound legacy as an updated academic person, able administrator, environment protector, helper of the poor and needy, architectural expert, and a lover of plants, though she holds a degree in medicine. I'm sure you will all agree with me whatever I have said about Dr. Neera. Her career is not only diverse but also inspiring. So she has been inspiring a lot of people, both the staff and the students on campus. She is a visionary, and she combines her vision with the academia on the one side and the meaningful, homely flair that has earned her a recognition far beyond her role as the Vice President of VMRF. She balances her progressive work in society with her efficient academics, which according to her has brought success. Her career, I can say, is a seamless transformation from academics to public service, which inspired her from the inspiration she got from her family's enduring legacy. Right now, she's a member of the Rotary Club and she serves a lot, going and meeting the slum people, the poor and the deserving. And I remember that she thought that hygiene is very important, and so she donated a large sum. And we had concrete washrooms which were built near the villages in college. And she gives a lot of scholarships for poor people to come and join our college and continue their studies. So many things about my madam. Probably you all know, it may be a repeat, but still we would uphold her on this day because I have selected her as one of the empowered women. There are ever so many, but then I selected her because I admire her and I have been traveling with her for the past 20 years. So I know what she is doing, how she is busy, how she is skillful and how she is empowered. She loves Tamil as a language because her beloved father, Dr. Manimurian, is an exponent of Tirukkural and he popularized Tirukkural throughout the globe. And he was the president of the International Tirukkural Peravai. She's got a lot of accolades and laurels to her credit. Just last week, News 7 had selected her for an award which is called Thangat Tharagai, which means golden maiden. Yes, her heart is also like gold and she is a very valuable person. So let us greet Thangat Tharagai today because it happened in a hotel and most of you probably did not know. And I think 8th on News Channel 7, you can see her getting the award. And her Dr. Ganesan's classmate was Dr. Anbumani Ramdas. So Mrs. Soumya Ramdas came and volunteered her and presented her with the award. Yes, now I come to the second person. I told you that I have selected 3 persons. And you may be feeling strange if I announce that person. That is none other than Avaya. Even when I was small, I used to like this party very much because when I was in the 7th standard, I enacted as Avaya. And the principal made me learn a lot of poems by heart because she said, now you are going to be Avaya. So you should be highly knowledgeable and you should speak about her poems. All of you know that Avaya has written Aakisudi, Kondai Vendan, Nalvari, Moodurai, and about 120 poems she has written for Purananu. Now, after I joined college, then also I continued with her, and every time I think about her, I wonder, because Avaya never didn't go to school or college and never was punished by any teacher or the principal. All through her knowledge. And she was in the Sangam time, that is about 12th century. And it's amazing how she wrote so many things without the previous knowledge of any Tamil literature. And they say that Thiruvalluvar has said a lot of things for a happy life which is one line and 3/4 line. So they say Onne Mukala Adila, Tirukural is there, which tells us a lot of things in so many 1330 Kural. But see this old lady, she writes Aram Seyya Virumbu, Aru just 2 words. And I happened to attend a business management conference, and they said she is more than any HR person, and her knowledge regarding business is very vast, which she could convey within 2 lines, 1 and 3/4 line, or 2 words only. I'm not going to talk about all her poems, but I thought 2 or 3 I should mention, because all these 12th century poets, I'm sure the present day students may not know her and they don't give credit to her. But she is an empowered woman. She was trying to empower everyone, and some films show that she even admonished or she advised Lord Muruga when he got angry and he left his house. And she has one line, Aruvadu Sinam. See, these 2 are words, but they convey a lot of meaning. What she felt was, if you are very angry, then your mind will not function properly. That time, if you take any decision, it will be wrong, and it will not be carrying any meaning. So, Aruvadu Sinam. So, Sinam is anger, Koham. But she says it can come out in different ways, but it's going to damage our life. And then another set of words attracted me. I'm sure most of you may not know. It is called, it's the last one, because first she starts with the Uyirelthu, like that. After that she goes on, and there are about 98 sets of words which Avaya has said, which will be helping us to lead a peaceful and proper life. And the last one, we know it is Avana and then Akarna. And there is a set of words which says Akvam Karavel. So that means she says, just to get more money, you don't reduce the weight of the grains which you sell. So that means malpractice was there even in 12th century. Otherwise, how she would have written. So that was the meaning of the last one, 12th one. It says that do not cheat the customers by giving less grains and cheat with the wrong measurements. So that sentence attracted me. And I thought, for her I have to dedicate one poem, which all of you may know. That is Tamilithu Amudu endu Peyar, Inbu Tamil, Endu Uyirukku May. So Tamilithu Nilavu endu Peyar. So that song, I thought it is very appropriate. Now I have to add, because I forgot what song I had selected for Dr. Neera Misra. Now Kannadasan wrote many poems. Probably when he was writing poems for cinema, probably he thought that only empowered woman may come. So let me give some praises about her. So that song, I am sure many of you would have guessed, that is மாதங்களில் அவள் மார்கழி மலர்களிலே அவள் மல்லிகை காலங்களில் அவள் வசந்தம். So all these are appropriate and they fit my chairman, Madam Dr. Anuradha Ganesan. Let's put our hands together for this lady who is காலங்களில் அவள் வசந்தம் மலர்களிலே அவள் மல்லிகை. Now the third person I have selected, all of you know, that is Saint Mother Teresa. She is an Albanian person who got Nobel Prize, and she came to India, and her philosophy was only love. She says, yesterday is past and it will not come back, and tomorrow we do not know what will happen, but we have present with us. So in this present, we have to begin our work in for society. And her philosophy is, she believed and she thought she could, and so she did. And her work in slums of Calcutta was very much acclaimed by everyone. Now, in all Roman, and she was canonized as a saint because some miracles happened in her grave, and Pope elevated her to the rank of a saint. And in all Roman Catholic churches, you will see a statue of Mother Teresa. And for her, I will say that is God's merciful heart is represented by Mother Teresa. So on this day, I think I have spoken much because only 4 minutes were allotted for me, and Dr. Sankita should excuse me. Okay, so now I have given you an idea what empowerment means. It may be in different fields, but you should show your skill, and especially women, you should prove to the whole world or to the environment there is empowerment in you. You are empowered. Especially when you have come to our university and our college, all the women who will pass out of the portals of this college will go with the plus. That is the empowerment we give you and values through the principal, staff and students. Now the last piece, tail piece. Don't follow any crowd. You make the crowd follow you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Giri Rangasamy, for your kind words. We will begin with felicitating our dignitaries on stage. I would like to invite Dr. S.P. Sangeeta, VP Academics AVIT, to honor Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, Honorable Madam Chancellor, VMRFDU, with a small token of appreciation to express our gratitude. Please, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to invite Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, Honorable Madam Chancellor of VMRFDU, to honor Ms. Neera Misra, Founder and Chairperson of Draupadi Trust, New Delhi, with a small token of appreciation. Please, ma'am.
To make this Women's Day even more special and divine, we have in our midst a special guest. Swami G Sri Hari Prasad, the founder of Vishnu Mohan Foundation. I now request our Honorable Madam Chancellor, Dr. Anuradha Ganesan ma'am, to honor our Swami Ji with a bouquet and memento. I now request Dr. Giri Rangasamy ma'am, Dean CSR, to present a bouquet and memento to Dr. Bharati, CEO of Oro Educational Services, Chennai.
I would like to invite Dr. S.P. Sangeeta, VP Academics of AVIT, to honor Dr. Giri Rangasamy, Dean CSR, VMRF, with a small token of appreciation. Please, ma'am.
Here we have today with us a special guest, Mrs. Kavita Ranganathan ma'am, Managing Trustee, Meenakshi Krishnan Polytechnic College, and sister of our Honorable Madam Chancellor. I now request Dr. Jennifer G. Joseph, HOD HNS, to honor ma'am with a bouquet. Thank you all. This year is a special Women's Day for the family of VMRF, as we are celebrating the 25th year, and on this occasion, we would like to dedicate a video to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. A.S. Ganesan. I request our AV team to play the video. As women achieve power, the barriers will fall. As a society sees what women can do, as women see what women can do, there will be more women out there doing things, and we'll all be better off for it. Here comes the women, an approachable leader, a strong decision maker, a sweet personality, and our role model, who is a perfect daughter, adorable wife, and a lovable mother inside, but a true doctor and a great leader outside. I now request our AV team to play the video. It's indeed a great pleasure to invite the women, Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan Ma'am, Vice President VMR of DU, to give the presidential address.
Good morning, everyone. Pranams to Swami G, Hari Prasad from Vishnu Mohan Foundation, heads of institutions, guests of honor, Ms. Neera Misra, Dean Dr. Giri Rangasamy, faculty, staff, and most importantly, our special awardees and students. It is an absolute privilege to be here today celebrating International Women's Day with such a dynamic gathering of individuals who have broken barriers and set new standards in their respective fields. We are blessed and honored to have with us Swami Hari Prasad, the founder and managing trustee of Sri Vishnu Mohan Foundation and managing director of Ghana Advaita Peetham, who is an active proponent of inter-religious faith and harmony. He takes time to address the youth and promote peace and goodwill. It is my honor and privilege to be associated with Swamiji. His simplicity and determination to be an ambassador of goodwill between religions and his energy always amazes me. I'm immensely happy that VMRF will partner with Swamiji to conduct a peace conference in this campus planned on April 10th to 12th. We extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Ms. Neera Misra, the founder and chairperson of the Draupadi Dream Trust, whose commitment to cultural heritage and history is truly remarkable. Her work in reviving and documenting the lost treasures of our civilization brings forth the power of women across history, reinforcing the relevance of our past in shaping the future. Today, we celebrate International Women's Day. We reflect upon the indomitable spirit of women who, through hard work and education, have shattered barriers and societal norms. For centuries, societal norms have often conditioned women to believe that power is bestowed upon them by others, rather than recognizing it is an innate force within. Breaking this cycle of self-doubt requires us to envision what it truly means to transition from feelings of powerlessness to embracing control over our own destinies. We have some incredible women with us today who stand as a testament to the transformative power of education, resilience, and service. Their stories remind us, with determination and the right opportunities, women can create ripples of change that uplift entire communities. Dr. K.R. Malati, educator par excellence, transforming schools and uplifting rural education, truly deserving of the VMRF Women of Excellence Award in Education. Mrs. R. Sita Devi, a humanitarian whose selfless service for underprivileged children and women earned her the VMRF Women of Excellence Award for Community and Service. Dr. Deepthi Sastri, a leader in healthcare education, to be honored with the VMRF Women in Healthcare Leadership Award, and Dr. S. Deepa, who is dedicated to teaching, research, and healthcare delivery in the area of women's health and fertility, to be honored again with the VMRF Women in Healthcare Leadership Award. Dr. Shanvagavalli, a passionate educator and mentor, to be awarded the VMCC Women Achiever Award for her excellence in teaching and student guidance. Mrs. S. Subhashini, a committed HR professional, shaping careers at VMRF, recognized with the Vinayaka Mission's Women Achiever Award. These and plus a number of student achievers and the parents of our students who are here are all accomplished women who are truly motivating, and we congratulate them for their well-deserved recognition. Having Ms. Misra with us, I'm tempted to go back in time into Indian mythology, inspired by a guest. A call through Swami G and an instant response to come to Chennai just enamored me to a spirit. We are really pleased and happy that you took your time to come here. There are plenty of students, especially girls, who will be listening to you, not only in this hall but in other conference rooms here. Indian mythology offers a rich tapestry of powerful female figures who defied traditional gender roles, showcasing that women are equally capable as men. Goddess Durga, revered as a fierce warrior, vanquished the demon Mahisasura, symbolizing unparalleled strength and courage. Goddess Lakshmi, the deity of wealth and prosperity, reminds us that women are not confined to caregiving roles but can excel in business and leadership. Goddess Saraswati, embodying knowledge and learning, stands as a testament to women's intellectual prowess. The epic tale of Savitri, who with unwavering determination confronted Yama, the god of death, to reclaim her husband's life, exemplified profound courage and tenacity. Her foundation is called Draupadi Foundation. Draupadi is one of the most celebrated heroines of the Indian epic Mahabharata. In an era where women were expected to suffer in silence, she fearlessly spoke her mind, making her an enduring symbol of female empowerment. Her unwavering willpower, intelligence, and dignity set her apart as a woman who refused to conform to the patriarchal norms of her time. Often regarded as the first feminist in Indian mythology, Draupadi defied the male-dominated social and religious hierarchy. She was unfairly criticized for having multiple husbands, a fate imposed upon her rather than a choice of her own. At her Swayamvara, she chose Arjuna, but due to a twist of destiny, she was married to all 5 Pandava brothers. This societal transgression was not of her making, yet she bore the burden of judgment. Despite facing humiliation, injustice and suffering, most notably during the infamous game of dice, where she was publicly disrobed, Draupadi refused to be broken. Instead, these experiences only strengthened her resolve. She did not succumb to silence or accept oppression. She demanded justice and held those responsible accountable for their actions. She stood as a testament to a woman's strength, refusing to be defined by the injustice inflicted upon her. Drawing inspiration from such legendary features, the Draupadi Dream Trust, founded by our esteemed guest Ms. Neera Misra, is dedicated to preserving and promoting India's ancient cultural heritage, with a special emphasis on empowering women, youth, and local communities. When we speak about Draupadi, how can I but not mention our Honorable President, Draupadi Murmu, a trailblazing woman who became India's 15th president and the first individual from a tribal community to hold this esteemed office. Welcome. Please come. Her journey from the Santal tribe of Odisha to the highest constitutional position epitomizes the transformative power of education and relentless determination. President Murmu's life story illustrates that hard work and education, any aspiration is within reach. Let me conclude with a real life story, one that proves education is not just a pathway to success, but a force that can rewrite destinies. I came across this very inspiring story. In 2008, former Tamil Nadu SP Mr. A. Kaliyamurthy once received an unexpected call from Rashtrapati Bhavan. The voice on the other end, none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the then President of India. Dr. Kalam spoke about a young girl named Saraswati from Thurayur, Tiruchi. Saraswati, he said, was an exceptional student. She had secured the highest marks in a class 10 board exams. But instead of celebrating her achievement, her parents had decided to marry her off to her 47-year-old maternal uncle as his second wife. Why? Because of poverty. Because in their eyes, education was a luxury, but marriage was a necessity. The local police, led by Mr. Kaliyamurthy, intervened. The DSP, the inspector, and other officials rushed to her home, convincing the parents, and the wedding was called off. But the question remained, how did Dr. Kalam even hear about Saraswati? The answer was as inspiring as it was unexpected. When Saraswati was in 8th standard, she had attended an event in Annamalai University where Dr. Kalam was speaking. She had stood up during the question and answer session and asked him, what is the most important factor for the progress of women? Dr. Kalam's answer was simple yet powerful: education. That one word changed Saraswati's life. She took his words to heart studied hard and topped her 10th exams. At that event, Dr. Kalam had handed his personal contact card to all the students who had asked questions. On the morning of her wedding, crying through the night, Saraswati picked up the phone and called the President of India. That one call saved her future. When Mr. Kalyamurthy met Saraswati, he asked her, "What do you want to study?" Without hesitation, she replied, "Computer engineering in Trichy." And through his good offices, he got her placed in that college. Now fast forward 8 years. Mr. Kalyamurthy was in Dallas, Texas at a Tamil Sangam event. A young woman took the stage and said, "I work at Microsoft earning 3.5 lakhs a month, more than my husband, and these are my parents, and I drove all the way from California to be here." Kalyamurthy was perplexed and looked at her in surprise. The woman smiled and said, "Sir, don't you remember? I am Thurayur Saraswati." From a forced child marriage to Microsoft in California, education transformed Saraswati's life. Saraswati's story is proof that education is not just about earning degrees. It is about earning your future. It gives you the power to stand up for yourself, to challenge what is wrong, and to build a life on your own terms. Had Saraswati accepted her fate that morning, she would have been probably confined to a kitchen, a life of struggle and silent suffering. But because she believed in education, she went on to work in one of the world's biggest tech companies. So my dear students, remember this. Education is your greatest weapon. Use it to shape your destiny. Never be afraid to stand up for your rights. If Saraswati could call the President of India, you too can seek help when needed. No matter where you come from, your dreams are valid. With education and courage, you can go from anywhere to everywhere. So the next time you open a book, enter a classroom, or sit for an exam, know that you're not just studying, you are building your future. As we commemorate International Women's Day, let us be reminded that the journey from perceived powerlessness to empowerment is paved with resilience, education, and unwavering self-belief. By embracing these virtues, we can continue to break cycles of doubt and build a world where every woman recognizes and harnesses the power within her. Thank you, and wishing you all a happy Women's Day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspirational words. I would now like to invite Swami G Sri Hari Prasad, founder of Vishnu Mohan Foundation, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Whether it is appropriate for me to speak in a Women's Day celebration, all ladies sitting here, but then in a way it is because when one renounces gender also. So I am neither a man or a woman. So with whomever I am there. I won't take very long, but there are some things which we must remember that the reason why Bhagwan does not smile upon the Hindu society is for three things. One is that we had in the past, now it's not so much there, treated one part of our Hindu family as being different from us. The second is the treatment of women. The Manusmriti, which is much abused, says that Ita Nadeshu Bhujante Ramante Tatra Devata, where women are respected and given honor, the Devas delight to be there. So we can see also, if you look out in the past 100 years, after the time of Sister Nivedita and Dr. Annie Besant, as women have taken their place in society and men have learned to respect them, the country's progress has been substantial and spectacular compared to how it was before. So, because traditionally a woman is the embodiment of Lakshmi. So that's why it's written in the Shastras. I hope that nobody take it seriously and practice it. But if a woman hits a man with a broom, the sin is just of hurting another person. But if a man hits a woman with a broom, he is disrespecting Lakshmi also. He gets two sins. One for disrespecting Lakshmi, one for hurting another human being. So that was the level at which the rishis believed. So that's why they say that a woman shouldn't cry in the morning, it's bad for the house, all these things are there. Because she is a repository of Lakshmi. The third is the treatment of animals. We speak about so much about Gauraksha, but the animals we see on the road are all without any flesh, bony, we don't take care of animals also. So because of these three things, Bhagavan doesn't smile upon us. So we must try and correct that. Another thing which I'd like to say is about Draupadi's marriage. When Draupadi's brother went and protested about it, Yudhishthira said one line which is, this is the tradition which we have followed from times immemorial. They were from what is called Uttarakhand now. And their uncle, probably around 40-50 years ago, each person had their wife, but there was one wife for all the brothers, who would be the person who takes decisions. So that way they ensured that there is unity among all the sons. And old people there said, as this custom has fallen away, there is less unity among families. So, what about humorously, if all the brothers are handpicked by one person, then it's easier. So that is, but for people from the plains like Karna and others, this was inexplicable because they did not know about this tradition or did not believe in this tradition. So that is why, that is the reason for Draupadi's multiple marriages. It is because polyandry was as acceptable as polygamy to the northern people. So with this, we must remember that the heritage of Bharatavarsha is that much has been done by women. And our Madam Chancellor had mentioned Savitri. And everyone thinks today of Savitri as being rewarded for her devotion to her husband. But if you read the Mahabharata text, she is rewarded for her wisdom. With her wisdom, she defeated Yama. So, just like that, from the Vedic rishis, there were women writing, there were women, Uma Haimavati is a great force which was there. We don't know whether she was a saint or whether she was a goddess, what it is, we don't know, but she mentioned the Upanishads. Like that, there are so many Gargi, Vasik, Ravi, who challenged all the teachers of our time. So, women must come back and take that glorious stage, center stage of the life of India. And I'm very happy that Neera Ji's great achievement is that for many years she has been systematically going from person to person who matters in Delhi and asking them to change the name of Delhi back to what it was, Indraprastha. And she tells me that it's been announced in the assembly that it will be changed to Indraprastha. To change the name of the capital city of a large country like this is no small achievement. Neera Ji, congratulations. Narayana, Narayana.
Thank you, Swami G. It's my privilege to invite Dr. Christiana Singh, the Director of School of Arts and Sciences, to share her thoughts on Women's Day. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning to one and all gathered here, the dignitaries on the dais, Swami G, our guests of honor, Dr. Anuradha, Dr. Giri Rangasamy, and all in this august auditorium. It is a very difficult task to be the one to speak last when so much of wisdom has already been shared by illustrious people. The task that was given to me was to share a few thoughts on why celebrate Women's Day. And I thought, why a celebration at all? We celebrate, we believe in celebrations because it makes one day different from the other. And celebrations gives us reason to feel good, to dress up. As you can make out today, a lot of people in a particular color. A little more effort in looking good. But the idea is to feel good. So we celebrate. What is it that we feel good about? We have special guests of honor and we have illustrious people we've chosen for special awards. We celebrate their achievement. We celebrate the achievement of women across time. As was shared already, we celebrate Avayar. We could also be celebrating our own former IAS officer from this district, Sivagami, a woman with a heart for the community, a woman who rose against challenges. So we celebrate illustrious people. We celebrate people in science, women in science, Marie Curie. We celebrate young and old. We celebrate Malala because she had some spirit in her and she inspires many. We celebrate the fact that these achievers are not very different from us. There is a spirit that is lying dormant in each one of us here. A spirit to excel. Education could unlock that closed box. As an educator for the past almost 4 decades now, I'm never surprised, I've never stopped being surprised the people, the young lives that inspire me. And today's celebration is a means by which we hope that many more young lives would be touched and blessed. We are all different, but God never makes mistakes. He has given us just what we need, and He has placed us just where we are to make the best use of our circumstances, to be the original divine us, and to let that divine spark catch fire. Are you ready for the challenge? Just a couple of days ago, I met this young student council leader in my office, and I was trying to tell the student council how important education is and how they should make the best use of what a campus offers. And this young lady told me, from the School of Arts and Science, she said, "Ma'am, I know what you're talking about. I got married early. I had to drop out of school. I had 2 children. But you see, now I'm back in college because I know the value of education. Today I celebrate her. And I celebrate the fact that Vinaya Mission's Chennai campus gave room for that dream to fruition. And there's so much more that each one of us can achieve. One of the themes for today is we've got to accelerate into action. Why accelerate? The World Economic Forum says if we talk about gender parity, it will probably take another century for women to be on par. Despite all the advances, despite all their contributions, despite the fact that they exist in every field, to achieve parity, according to the World Economic Forum, it could take another century. Do we have to wait for 100 years when all of us are here? The challenge is for us to take. Accelerate. Open up your minds. Break those glass ceilings. It's not ceilings created by anybody else. It's ceilings that sometimes we put over there. Try and identify what is it that limits us. And as we celebrate today, like I said before, let these sparks set us ablaze, because we need to reach a goal. We need to do our part to make the world a better place. We need to do something to inspire someone else, generations to come. And I believe that each one of us is here today because our celebration will be meaningful only when we leave with the inspired thought, yes, even I can do something. So let's do something. Let our celebration be full-fledged. Let's go out and be our best. Like I said, God didn't make a mistake when He made each one of us. And He put us with all these beautiful men in our lives. So we live with them, we work with them, and we make their lives better, not according to standards set by anyone else, but with the divine in each one of us. Together, we make the world a better place. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Christiana. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our guest of honor, Ms. Neera Misra. I request the AV team to play the visual. Ms. Neera Misra is the founder, chairperson of Draupadi Dream Trust, which was established in 2003 to create a better understanding and appreciation of ancient heritage legacies. An independent research enthusiast since 2000, she has focused on ancient civilization, history and cultural heritage, especially the documentation and restoration of the significant geospatial landmarks of Vedic, Ramayana and Mahabharata period history and culture. Her firm belief is that intangible knowledge and culture needs fueling with tangible development of ancient landmarks of history. She has authored over 8 books and widely spoken about her areas of interest. Her latest book, Connecting with Mahabharat, was released by Manya Mohan Bhagwat in 2022. Ms. Neera is also helping build a temple devoted to Draupadi in Delhi. I now invite Ms. Neera Misra to preside over this gathering with her special address. Over to you, ma'am.
नमस्कार, सभी को अभिनंदन. Do pardon a few of my Hindi words. है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा, मैं गीत वहाँ के गाती हूँ. भारत की रहने वाली हूँ, भारत की बात बताती हूँ. पूज्य स्वामी हरि मोहन जी, the name itself reverberates with the energy of support to women, because Krishna was the intellectual partner of Draupadi. And his Vishwa Mohan Foundation is doing tremendous work in bringing together the spiritual connectivity that exists in each thought process and each individual at the world level. And he has done so many conferences, and today he took special time out to be here with us. And I have a special thanks to him for actually facilitating this very, very important, my presence in this very beautiful place of our Bharat. And Srimati Ganeshan ji, somebody called her gold. I think she is a diamond studded in gold, because her experience, you know how diamond comes out from the earth with silent work, and then when it comes out and it's polished and embellished, so she is that. We have our, I think, Dean Srimati Ganeshan ji. Am I right? Wrong? I have a visual challenge, so a little bit you have to excuse me. And Srimati, I think just now before me, Krishna Amanji also spoke. Each of them have given a very, very, I would say, experienced perspective on women empowerment and their thoughts on women. I'd like to maybe corroborate some and like to maybe differ in some way. In our Sanskriti, women have always been the focal point. We have the Ardhanareshwari concept. Shakti and Prakriti are together, and Shakti holds the key, because she is the Janani with the support of Prakriti. What I'm trying to say in simple words, if the students may have some difficulty in understanding, in our Sanskriti, in our culture, male and female, men and women have been equal partners. Gender parity has existed from time immemorial, Sanatan, eternally in our concepts of life. You remember, all of you must be knowing this very small story, of course, Shiva and Parvati, how they were together in everything and they would consult. Nothing happened without Shiva consulting Parvati. But more than that, you remember a very small story. Kartikeya and Ganesh were out to given a task that whoever comes, takes the round of the world first and comes back is the winner. And what did Ganesha do? He went round his mother. For him, the world was that Shakti power, the female Shakti of mother. That was his world. And so I would like to congratulate the name that has been taken. This is, I think, called the Vinayak Missions Research Foundation. And it is really Vinayak which has empowered this, I think, institute. That is why we see such beautiful and empowered women. In terms of understanding empowerment, we very much talk about what is empowerment. Yesterday there was a very big conference in Delhi of the first ever Panchayati Raj, Netri. I mean, they want to bring women leaders at the Panchayat level, and I was talking on All India Radio, and the same thing I said. What is empowerment? If we break up the word E, M, power. E stands for exercise, M stands for my power. So empowerment is being able to exercise your power, and that comes with two simple knowledge process. Understanding skills and knowledge. So I think if we go back to our Vedas, you read the Vedas, it will say first educate the child. They never differentiate between male and female. First educate the child, then ask her or get her married. When they say ask her or get her married, because you remember in ancient times there was Swamvar. Draupadi had a Swamvar, many women had Swamvars. Swamvars was she had the right to choose her husband. So Swami G already quoted one very beautiful Sanskrit quotation where the house where women are respected is the house where there is peace, prosperity. And that is not a coincidence that each aspect of Shakti, what are the Shaktis that we have? Shakti of knowledge, Shakti of finance, Shakti of karma, Shakti to fight injustice. And who are these women who represent? Knowledge is Saraswati, Lakshmi is, wealth, and Durga represents the Shakti to stand up. From Durga I come to Maharani Draupadi. I am very fortunate that I belong to the land of Draupadi. It is the land called Kampilya. If you type on Google Kampilya, it is one of the oldest samrajya mentioned even in the Ramayana and even in some Vedic texts in the Skanda Puran, etc. My ancestor, many centuries ago, had compiled the Kampilya Mahatma. We always cherished important places. So every important place of knowledge has a Mahatma to it. That means the significance of that place. Now that extracts from Padma Puran, Shiv Puran, Skanda Puran, etc. The Kampilya Mahatma tells us that during the time of Ganga Avtaran, there was a rift between Parvati and Shiva. I think we all know the story. There is also a sculpture to it. And he said, I am sending Ganga down to the place, you also go to Dharti. And she was very upset. No, Swami, without you, I am incomplete. That whole concept of Ardhanareshwari. So he says, okay, now I have given the Vardhan. I cannot take it back, but I can give you another Vardhan. I will meet you in another life, but I cannot take this form. I will be coming in different forms. And he identified the place as you will be born to a Chandravanshi Raja, and I will come in different forms to accept you. In Kampilya we have a temple which is called the Kampilya Vasini temple. Now in one of our Vedic shlokas, when you do Havan, the slok comes, it starts with Amba Ambe Ambalika and it ends in Subhadrani Kampilya Vasini. So Parvati was originally the daughter of Kampilya. She comes back to Kampilya to do tapasya, and she is reborn in Dwapar Yug as Draupadi, known as Panchali. Many people may have some misperceptions what is Panchali, and 99% of the
corporate educated people say, oh, because she had 5 husbands, she is Panchali. No. She was the princess of a kingdom called Panchal, and that kingdom was called Panchal because the king had 5 sons. He had divided that into 5 sections, made the first political confederation called Panchal, and since she was the daughter of Panchal, like we have Gandhari, she is from Gandhar. So that way Panchali was the princess of Panchal. And as Swami Ji mentioned about her 5 husbands, 2 things you must know, because we as empowered women, we must know this, that many scholars, right to the time of one scholar politician of North India has said, if I have to choose between Sita and Draupadi, both are revered. They are all in the Panch Kanyas. I will always choose Draupadi as the ideal women to represent India. And he explains it by saying, she knew when to bow and she knew when to fight. When did she bow? She bowed when Krishna and Vyasa reminded her of her previous life and told her when her brother and father even she was against the 5 husbands because she was at that time ignorant. And when they reminded her, she takes the 5 husbands, she bows to the wishes of the Almighty. Because God had created that situation, Shiva was coming back to her and she has built the Shiva temple in Panchala. Till today, we worship Shiva in the form of Panchmukhi. That means the center is Yudhishthira and there are 4 more heads. You may have seen Shivlings with 4 heads. In North India, in our area, we do that. So she bowed, but she also had the courage to stand up, and that is in the Rajya Sabha. What happened? Her dupatta was touched. She was dragged in, but her dupatta was touched. Please remember, in those days there were no saris. Saris came up very, very late. They would wear what the traditional South Indians wear, what the traditional Rajasthani and Haryanvi women wear, the niche ka skirt and a choli and a dupatta. So her dupatta was touched. And she just says one word, Hey Krishna. And the whole sabha becomes quiet. And that's the time she gets up and she challenges the king. She challenges all the seniors in the sabha and she stands up for her right, but she does not take bhiksha because there is a proposal that Draupadi can take back the whole kingdom. She said, no, you have given us a punishment, I will go. She was a true Ardhanini, a pativrata. She says, they have made a mistake, I will go with them. She suffered 12 years. But something very important she did in the last 13th year, which few people talk about. And that is where when I go to the villages, when I teach women that how you should develop your own skills, your own abilities, your own assets, so that if you are empowered, you are an asset to yourself, then only you are an asset to the family and to society. And what she did, being a queen, being the daughter of a queen, she worked as a hairdresser to another queen for that 1 year of Agyatwas. That was the power, that no job is million. That means knowledge, correct knowledge, gyan about work. Because what does our Shastra say? Arth, Kam, Moksha, Dharma. So do the 3 things with Dharma. Do your earning of earth, do your karma, and if you have to even receive moksha, you have to follow the path of dharma, then only you can reach moksha. So Draupadi represents the first ever woman who actually worked as I would call her an entrepreneurial skill, So what we have to learn from our history is this, that we in India celebrate Women's Day every day. because we do puja to Lakshmi, we do puja to Saraswati, and we touch the feet of our mothers. That is Women's Day. Yes, what happened to us, we all know that there was invasion and we were deliberately put back. We never had the Parda system. You will not find Parda system in South, only in North India. Why? Because we had to save our women from being abducted and all the things that were happening. We don't want to talk bad things today on a good day. But the point is, a certain period we went to almost 1,000 years inside. And then the second generation, that the colonials who came, remember, they were in jungles when we were talking of Vigyan. They never had a respect for women. Only in the late 20th century, I think 1921 or 22, women were given an equal right to even vote. So for them, the wife was just a better half, not an equal half. In us, men, women are equal halves. So we were again in that clouded atmosphere. Oh, okay, you are educated, so you are empowered. But if you want to do something, no, stay inside the house. You don't have to work. You have to be like glittery and, very showy and, stand like a showpiece with your husband. We went through that phase. But in India, women have never been treated like that. Neither as a showpiece for the husband or for the family. Women have been very, very powerful. I am sure all of you know about Queen Abaka. How she defeated the Portuguese. Then there was this another, I think, Nachiar from Velu. Yes, Velu Nachiar. She fought with the Britishers, colonials. We had, of course, Jhansi Ki Rani is one of the latest, Throughout, we all know about the lady who created all the temples all over again from Maharashtra. So Bharat has been a land of women empowerment only because men and women were treated as equals. Men stood by women. Men from childhood, they were women warriors. Kekai is much defamed. We know so little about Kekai, just the way Draupadi is defamed. She was the warrior and the charioteer for Dashrath. Draupadi stood in the battleground when the battle was happening. Two things people misrepresent. Since we are talking of Bharat and women of Bharat, we must also understand what the word Mahabharat means. 99.9% of the people say Mahabharat, at once there is a mindset, there is a war, there is a war, there is a war. And they say, oh, Mahabharat ho jayegi, Mahabharat ho jayegi. They are defaming our sacred text. Maha means great, Vishal, Virat. And Bharat, Bharat. The name, we all know, comes from the chariot of knowledge, Bha, the light of knowledge, and Rat is the chariot. So there was this name Bharat taken by one kingdom who were following the path and the principles of dharmic system of life. For everything there were principles of life. And from there, but the book Mahabharat, when we started documenting and writing, it was only 16 kingdoms of the north part who took part in the war. But Mahabharat talks about 80 kingdoms from north, south, east, west, the whole of Jambu Deep. So, one more thing. Each section of the Ramayana is called Kand. There is a Kishkinda Kand, there is a Bal Kand, there is a Lanka Kand, etc. In Mahabharat, it is called Parv. And the Parv word means celebration. It's a sacred book of 1 lakh plus verses. Only 8,800, approximately 10% talk about the war. But what happened? When Akbar translated that book for his own benefit to understand warfare, because that book talks about, that section talks about warfare, he named his book Razam Nama. Razam means war, Nama means the story. And that was a time when we were disconnected in our Gurukul system, we were disconnected with our regular understanding and texts Nobody, like there was no, in the North India, there was no education really happening, you know. Whatever we could do at home, we could do. And women were getting educated, but at home. So suddenly this message spoke. He sent a copy of that book to Deccan to his son also, that understand the warfare. And this book became so famous, you go to any library, you will find copies of Razamnama. And suddenly the book became defamed as Mahabharata. Why the book is sacred? In the preface to the translation, Abul Fazal, the author, writes, Akbar wanted to translate this book because it is the most sacred book for all Hindus. It is a book that feels in knowledge and it is read in every home every day. Now the book that was read in every home every day, suddenly there's a cup of tea, I drink up tea every day. Somebody tells me, you know, don't have that tea, in that tea there is some virus is there or this insect is there, you will stop having tea. This is what happened because we were disconnected with knowledge. So why I am saying this very small little out of the way, but it's not out of the way because Mahabharata contains the stories of so many empowered women. Imagine Kunti. We were told, oh, you know, women in India, the widows are treated badly. Kunti was a widow. What did she do? How well she brought up her 5 children. So widows were never denigrated in our nation. What about Gandhari? I'm sure you all know the small little story that when we are going for the war, everybody comes to take blessings of the elders. And when he comes to his own mother, Duryodhan, she asks him, has Kunti given you Vijay ka Ashirvad? Pehle Kunti se Vijay ka Ashirvad lao, tab main tumhe dungi. And in this Sabhagrah, she rebukes her son openly in the court. Those were women of power who knew how to stand up for dharma. Dharma means the set principles of life through which we govern our life, our relationships with each other, etc. So I think the word Mahabharata is very, very important to know, and the women of Mahabharata are very important to know. We have to also understand, and I came to Chennai first time on the invitation of M.S. Swami Rathanji. We all remember Swami Nathanji. In Chennai itself, he is running this institute over there, and through the media division, we did our international conference called the role of women, the role of media and women empowerment. And we had Gautami Hassan's wife come, we had Kani Moriji coming, we had a lot of celebrity people had come for this program. And there is my statement that the women of South India have always been and are still the most educated and most empowered. Because you were very lucky that for a long time you were protected from the invasions. And we are very fortunate that that happened, because today you are the roots. You are the roots of that civilization which has been preserved, and we need to learn from you. And when I came to Swami G's program in 2018, I went and visited the temples of Draupadi Amman. The only place here in India where Draupadi Amman is celebrated. And we had, in Bangalore, there is this celebration of the Dharmaraja temple. For 15 days they celebrate Draupadi Amman. We invited the whole troop to Delhi for a program during our 10th year of celebration in 2013. So they celebrate Draupadi. There is Temple of Draupadi in Mauritius, there is Temple of Draupadi in, of course, Southeast Asia. Why not in North India? And then Swami Ji's blessings are with us. He said, you don't worry, you identify the place, you get the land, we will help you to bring the Temple of Draupadi at Delhi, the Maharani, the first Maharani of Indraprasth. And why Indraprasth is important? Because it is the first capital and kingdom which was established on the basis of dharma, not on conquering or defeating anybody or taking it by fight. It was a division of power on basis of dharma. and it is the world's oldest surviving, sustaining capital till today. Even though the name exists on records, it is called by its nickname, Delhi. Delhi was a small locality, came from the king Dhelu, who was a descendant of the Pandavas only, but his name was Dhelu, and he did some mischief with the iron pillar, and it was Dhila, and so it became Dhelu's Delhi, and it became popular. But the real name is Indraprastha. So we are talking about women. We need to understand how women in India have always been the focal point. You know, in Bengal, the women in the house is called Ginni. Now Ginni, you know, is gold. Ginni is pure gold. And there is a very popular saying, usko grihni kyun keh? Why we call her grihni? Because the whole greh, that means pura ghar, uska ridi hai. So I think today when we are celebrating Women's Day, of course there are many things we do because it is happening internationally, and to keep our Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam concept on, we must celebrate as the other women in the world are celebrating, because that gives them some strength that the women, the oldest empowered women of the nation, are also with us to celebrate International Women's Day. But we don't need actually. For Bharatiya women, every day is a Women's Day. Can anybody imagine a day where if the woman sits down or she is a little unwell, how the house goes topsy-turvy? Even in offices, you see how women have proved their strength, mettle. Today they are coming back into the war, into the army. Government is realizing. And so the process of Panchayati Raj as it is happening, in fact, we would like to associate with you for a conference in Delhi. We want to ensure if you go in the status of women in the world statistics, we are very bad in terms of a political representation. So my contention has been, which I'll share my talk also on NDTV, there should be 50% reservation for women in the Rajya Sabha. Why Rajya Sabha? Lok Sabha needs two things. It needs money and muscle power. We women don't want to use all that. We don't have it and we don't want to have it. We don't want to be Phulandevis, okay? We want to go the educated way. Secondly, Rajya Sabha is a place of policy making, of giving suggestions for betterment of the nation, and which have to be implemented, where women excel in every way, whether it is for education, whether it is for family planning, whether it is for health. Who will know better than what is good for her daughter or her son than the mother? So I think we should all raise our voice for that. 50% representation from all the corners of Bharat. It's not only, like my sister, my wife, my this, which is happening in the Panchayati Raj. We have to get women who have really excelled, like Madam has excelled in her field. That way we should have representations. So I think I will not take too much time, but I think we are very, very fortunate to be born in a land called Bharat, which has given complete, not only freedom, but complete opportunities for proper education. And we have always kept up the flag of Bharat high. Today also we are keeping up the flag of Bharat high. Bharat is a cohesive society, despite multi-languages, despite different ways of celebrating, we celebrate the same thing. You know why we are together? Because we go by the nature. We go by something called Sanatan Brahmand ki jo prakriti hai, we celebrate. So our rituals, our traditions are all based on changing seasons, on every aspect of it, whether it is, the summer season or the winter season, everything is different. We go to the extent of calling our rivers mother. How much reverence there is for the female Shakti, because without rivers there would be no civilization. So we go Ma Ganga, Ma Yamuna, Ma Godavari. You know, how we are everywhere in our gene, in our DNA. The Mother Shakti is there, and we need to preserve this and use this for making our region, our nation so strong that the world once again, as it is the vision of the new government at the center, that we come back to that power. You know, even today when we have to go into details to find the material, we have to come to site. To get the date of Yudhishthir's coronation in Delhi, which happened in 3188 BCE, before almost 4,000 years ago. We had to come down south and hunt out the papers because, as documented by Dr. Raghavan, who was in Canada, that from Panchal the Mahabharat Granth had come down south. And the South Indians, since they had not taken part in the war, they had a lot of freedom to actually document in a very unbiased way. So, the knowledge from here and the knowledge from there, that combined we come to dates, we come to understanding the chronology. And in everything, I think, if we are able to celebrate Draupadi, we are able to celebrate the power of Shakti. Draupadi stood in the battle. Just one final thing I would like to tell you about Draupadi, which no one even thinks about. When Arjuna lays down his arms, and he says, I cannot fight because these are all my relatives. This is my grandfather, this is my brother, this is so-and-so, so-and-so. And so what does Krishna remember? He remembers that he had given his Sakha, that is Draupadi, the Vachan, that justice will be done. When he remembers that, and Draupadi is at the battlefield with all her 5 children, and he has to do something. And what does he do? How he inspires Arjuna. He gives the seed of knowledge to Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita. He tells him who you are and what is your duty and why you are here and why, for the sake of justice of humanity, for women, for even the Raj. Raj has to be ruled on the basis of dharma. You have to fight. And that was the powerful motion. And I call her the inspiration for Bhagavad Gita. Draupadi is the inspiration for the Bhagavad Gita. That is the world's oldest and most deepest and most relevant knowledge ever documented. So I feel that we have to understand our women characters of the past. We have to understand their history. People who don't respect or know their history are bound to repeat it. And about the 5 husbands, Swamiji, there are a lot of youth who ask me this question. So I wanted to say this. When she took 5 husbands and she established the temple of Panchmukhi Shivji, after that, you know, there were set rules for her. She spent 1 year with 1 husband. And then she becomes renewed with freshness. And you remember the scene of Arjuna that, he went for penance because he sort of violated that rule. Okay, so it was not free for all, for anybody. People because we are so overpowered with Western concepts of marriage that we forget that Vivah meant accepting each other, preserving each other, being partners in life. That way Yamuna is considered the 5th wife of Krishna. Vivah means an understanding of living life through principles and doing the best you can for the recreation of God's work. So I think the youth need to understand this, because many questions get answered about and nobody has been there to tell us, So thankfully our research. So I think today is a very, very happy day that we are in sync with the international community, but it is time we tell the international community, which I think was said by our representative in UN 2 days back, that Panchayati Raj has been integral to Bharat and women have always played an important role there. So I think, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm sorry if I've gone beyond my time, but it's a great day a great opportunity to be connecting with you, and I look forward to more positive interactions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives her strength. On accounts of International Women's Day, a newsletter has been designed containing the achievements and contributions from the faculties and students, showcasing their talents. I now request our Honorable Madam Chancellor, Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan ma'am, to release the newsletter and present the first copy to our chief guest. I now request all the WEC members to join on stage for a group photograph. I request all the WEC members to join on stage for a group photograph.
We will now proceed to the awards lined up for the day. I would like to introduce Dr. K.R. Malati. Can we have the video, please? Dr. K.R. Malati is the CEO of Oro Educational Services, Chennai. Starting her career as a spirited teacher 30 years back, she has tirelessly worked in setting up world-class schools, training institutional leaders, teachers, parents by creating a curriculum framework which is exclusively for the 21st century school learners. She has an amazing track record of setting up 18 international schools, 24 CBSE schools, and 2 multi-disability centers in India, Africa, and Qatar. She has completed her educational qualifications from Harvard, Cambridge, University of Cincinnati, and University of Madras. Her notable achievements include Exceptional Leader of Excellence Award by World Economic Forum in 2018 and Special Educational Excellence Award from Government of Tamil Nadu in 2024. It's my privilege to invite Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan, Vice President of VMRF DU, to present the VMRF Women of Excellence Award 2025 to Dr. K.R. Malati, CEO of Aura Educational Services, Chennai. Please, ma'am. Can we have a big round of applause? Congratulations, Dr. K.R. Malati. We now invite you to present your acceptance speech with all of us. Please, ma'am.
Morning, everyone. Can't hear. Thank you. You are still happy and then excited and happy to hear the voice. Thank you, dignitaries on the dais, for this honor. Thank you, Vinayaka Mission Foundation, for this recognition that you have given. It's important for every woman, all that we crave for. At home, even at home, we do the everyday cooking, right? When we do the cooking, or your mother does the cooking for all the students, when we do the cooking, we look for appreciation, right? It could be the same rasam and the sambar, but we still look at them to appreciate us. Nalla irukka? Tea eppadi irukku? We keep asking, isn't it? So all that is needed is, even if it is an everyday cooking, we look for recognition. It is not that we will not do that the next day also, we continue to do. Even whether they recognize or they don't recognize, we continue to do our best. But recognition motivates women. I started my career as a teacher. When I started a career as a teacher, simple, humble, I started as an economics teacher for class 11 and 12. And then I worked for a year. I did realize that something I always go by the instinct, the inner instinct which says that. I realized that there is a gap. And I am here for doing something else and not for this teaching regular thing. So I went, it was a Christian convent. I went to Mother Superior and I did tell her that, sister, I think you should give me the lower classes to teach. She looked at me and then she smiled and then said, lower classes, the teachers who are teaching only class 11 and 12 are appreciated, they are given higher salary. Lower class teachers are not given the best salary and the recognition is also not there. So she puzzled, she said, people will mock at you, they think you are incapable. I said, that's okay, I always go by the inner voice which guides me, and something tells me that I need to go there and then start. So I restarted my career working with the lower class children. That's when I identified that there is a huge gap when these girls, it was a complete girls' school, girls' education school. So there is a gap and we need to bridge the gap to work because we need women who are socially and emotionally strong. So I coined this word spice, which stands spice, an important ingredient in Indian food. Similarly, women need to be empowered with social, physical, intellectual, creative and emotional skills. Now these 5 skills are very, very important. Just like how they are important in our food, similarly now these 5 skills are important for children to be taught in the school. It's just not the academics alone, but the 5 skills. And that's the turning point for my life. When I was offered the position of a school principal, the first position, I was appreciated by many. And that's when many people, that was the time the private-public partnership schools or the private international schools started coming up in India, which is about 25 years back, especially in Tamil Nadu. That was the boom, the time for them. So when people approached me as a consultant, will you help us in setting up? Because I see the first school that you have done, it's been a wonderful school. Why don't you help us in setting it up? I happily took it up. And people said that you're sitting in a good job, principal, designation is there, and you want to quit that and go, because there was no designation called as consultant in education. It was only about higher education, people who were sending as a career counselor. There was no consultant for setting up schools. I did that. That's when I had a personal setback as well. I thought, I need a change in my life, so I took it up. Believe me, that was the biggest blow or the mistake as people around me called then. Because I go there, tell them that how to set up a school, what are the requirements, how can the classrooms be designed, what kind of a curriculum be from. They will all talk nicely. From here I will drive down to different parts of Tamil Nadu, different parts of India, go and come back. They will smile happily. Okay, madam. I said, okay, my consulting charges. Why, madam? Chumma eppadi classroom irukonu sonninga adukku ungalku kaas tharanuma. Consulting was not valued at all. Today I'll tell you, I am one of the highly paid consultants in India. I demand, I create. Beautifully it was explained by the guest of honor saying that, Mrs. Christian also said that, the parity is not there. Nobody will give us, nobody will appreciate it. We need to crave for recognition, we need to go there, we need to prove ourselves. Only when we prove, we can reach the ladder. You can't wait for someone to tell, oh, you are working so hard. You are definitely deserve a place. Nobody will tell us, trust me for that. We need to prove ourselves. We need to put a price tag for us and demand. That's when women will be recognized in the country. Of course, times are changing now. hearing Madam's speech. Times are changing, but until then, it is up to us to climb up the ladder without looking back of who tells what. I am reminded of Mel Robbins. I keep repeating Mel Robbins wherever I go. Let them, the two powerful words, let them say what they want to say about us. Let them talk about us. Let them misjudge us. Let them interpret us. It's okay. Let them do whatever they think about us. It's not our problem. Who we are is what we are. We know, and we need to prove ourselves. Live up, the life is all yours. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I feel really grateful to my Almighty and to everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The most beautiful thing a woman can wear is confidence. Confidence is the key to success. Our next VMR of Women of Excellence awardee under the category of Community Service is Mrs. R. Sita Devi, Founder and Managing Trustee, Street Vision Social and Charitable Trust. AV team, video please. It's indeed a great privilege to introduce the Oxygen Women, Mrs. Sita Devi. Every day at 7 a.m., an auto rickshaw painted in blue and black pulls up outside Rajiv Gandhi Government General Hospital in Chennai. This auto rickshaw, however, is far from ordinary, as its owner and driver, R. Sita Devi, is providing oxygen for free to those in need. After losing her mother due to COVID from lack of oxygen supply, Madam has started this noble journey. I now request our Honorable Madam Chancellor to present the VMR of Women of Excellence Award 2025 to the Oxygen Women, Mrs. R. Srika Devi. Congratulations, ma'am. I now request ma'am to give the acceptance speech.
எல்லாருக்கும் பெண்கள் தின வாழ்த்துக்கள். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் எல்லாரையும் பார்க்கறதுல. பக்கத்தில் இருக்கவங்களை பார்த்து சொல்லுங்க ஹாப்பி உமன்ஸ் டே. இன்னும் 3 டேஸில் இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் எல்லாரும் செலிப்ரேட் பண்ண போகிறோம். நம்ம அட்வான்ஸாக இங்கே செலிப்ரேட் பண்ணிக்க. பக்கத்தில் இருக்கவங்க பார்த்து சொல்லுங்க ஹாப்பி உமன்ஸ் டே. We are born to serve. அந்த வேர்டு சொல்லுங்க. We are born to serve. சொல்லுங்களேன். We are born to serve. ஸோ என்னை பற்றி சொல்லணும்னா ஸ்ட்ரீட்லேருந்து ஸ்டேஜுன்னு தான் சொல்ல முடியும். என்னோட அம்மா அப்பாவும் ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் வளர்ந்தவங்க, நானும் ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் வளர்ந்து படுத்திருக்கேன். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு இந்த ஸ்டேஜில் இருக்கும்போது நான் ரியலி ஐ தேங்க் டு காட். எல்லோரும் நிறைய விஷயம் பேசியிருக்கீங்க, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். என்னோட பாட்டியை பற்றி எங்கள் அம்மாவை பற்றி இங்கே நான் சொல்லணும்னு விரும்புகிறேன். ஏன்னா பெண்கள்னாவே கொண்டாடப்பட வேண்டியவங்க. ஒரு நாள் மேடம் அழகாக சொன்னாங்க, ஒரு நாள் மாத்திரம் இல்லை, டெய்லி எவ்ரிடே. எங்கள் பாட்டி வந்து பாம்பேயில் தான் ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் பிறந்து வளர்ந்தவங்க. ஒரு 50 இயர்ஸ் பேக் மும்பையில் ரெட் லைட் ஏரியா ப்ராஸ்டியூட் பண்ண இடத்துல இங்கே சென்னையில் இருக்கிற உமன்ஸ் எல்லாம் அங்கே கொண்டு போயிட்டு, அது பேரண்ட்ஸாக இருக்கட்டும், கூட பிறந்த அண்ணனாக இருக்கட்டும், லவ் பண்ணுற பையனாக இருக்கட்டும், கொண்டு போய் அங்கே விற்றுருவாங்க, சேல் பண்ணிடுவாங்க பிள்ளைங்க. அப்போ எங்கள் பாட்டி என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, இப்போ தான் ஃபோன்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்குது, அப்போல்லாம் ஃபோன் இல்லை, ஒன்லி லெட்டர். எங்கள் பாட்டி வந்து அந்த பெண் பிள்ளைகளை, ரொம்ப யங்காக இருக்கிற பெண் பிள்ளைங்களை சேவ் பண்ணி பாட்டி கூட தங்க வச்சு அந்த வீட்டுக்கு லெட்டர் அனுப்பி, உங்கள் பொண்ணு இந்த இடத்துல இருக்கிறாங்க, நீங்கள் வந்து கூப்பிட்டு போகலான்னு. அட்லீஸ்ட் ஏன்னா இப்போல்லாம் பாம்பேக்கு 1 டேல ட்ரெயின் போவோம், அப்போல்லாம் 3 days 4 days ஆகும். ஸோ ரொம்ப சேஃபாக வச்சு எங்கள் பாட்டி பல பெண்களை, என்னோட பாட்டி பேரே சமிர்தம்மா, நிறைய பெண்களை காப்பாற்றிருக்காங்க. இது என்னோட பாட்டி. எங்கள் அம்மா வந்து அப்பா வந்து சென்ட்ரலில் எங்கள் அப்பாவும் ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் என்னோட அம்மா அப்பா 2 பேருமே ஸ்ட்ரீட் சில்ட்ரன் தான், என்னோட பேரண்ட்ஸ் ஸ்ட்ரீட் சில்ட்ரன் தான். ஸோ எங்கள் அம்மா வந்து சென்னைக்கு கல்யாணம் ஆகி வந்த உடனே சென்னையில் இருக்கிற நம்ம சென்னையில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 42,610 தெரு இருக்குது. ஸோ எங்களோட பெரிய விஷன் என்னென்னா, எங்கள் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் பேர் வந்து ஸ்ட்ரீட் விஷன். அதாவது சென்னையில் ஸ்ட்ரீட் சில்ட்ரன் இருக்கலாம், ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் பெக்கிங் சில்ட்ரன் இருக்கக்கூடாது. அதுக்காக நிறுவப்பட்ட நிறுவனம் தான் எங்களோட ஸ்ட்ரீட் விஷன். எங்கள் அம்மா வந்து சென்ட்ரல் ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன், பஸ் ஸ்டாண்ட், ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் பெண்கள் மனநல பாதிக்கப்பட்டு சொந்த தகப்பனால் குடும்பத்தால் தள்ளப்பட்டு அப்யூஸ் பண்ணி அப்படி இருக்கிற பெண்களெல்லாம் எங்கள் அம்மா வந்து வீட்டுக்கு கொண்டு வந்து அவங்களுக்கு சாப்பாடு கொடுத்து ரொம்ப சேஃபாக பார்ப்போம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் பார்த்து வளர்ந்த நானும் என்னோடய சிஸ்டர் ஃபேமிலியெல்லாம் அதையே எங்களுடைய கேரியராக, இந்த ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒவ்வொரு கேரியர். இந்த இடத்துல பார்த்தேன்னா விநாயகா மிஷன் ரிசர்ச் ஃபவுண்டேஷன், நான்லாம் இந்த இடத்துல ஃபஸ்ட்டு வரேன். நிறைய இடத்துல இந்த இடத்த பாஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பேன், ஆனால் ட்ரீம் கூட நான் கண்டதில்லை இது உள்ளெல்லாம் வருவேன்னு. ஸோ எங்கள் அம்மாவை பார்த்து நிறைய விஷயங்கள் இப்போ நாங்கள் வந்து செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 4000-5000 பேருக்கு மேலே தெருக்களில் இருக்கிற பெண்களை ரெஸ்கியூ பண்ணியிருக்கோம். கலெக்டர் ஆஃபீஸ்லேருந்து, உமன்ஸ் ஹெல்ப்லைன்லேருந்து, ரயில்வே போலீஸ்லேருந்து, பப்ளிக்லேருந்து, எங்கள் ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் பெண்கள் மனநல பாதிக்கப்பட்டாலும் அப்யூஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தாலும் ஒருவேளை அவங்க சரியாக ட்ரெஸ் அந்த மாதிரி இல்லைனாலும் என் முதல் கால் 24/7 எனக்கு தான் வரும். நிறைய பெண்களை ரெஸ்கியூ பண்ணியிருக்கேன். என்னோட சர்வீஸை வந்து நான் மெரினா பீச்சில் தான் பெக்கிங் சில்ட்ரனுக்காக ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணேன். ஒரு 4 வயசு குழந்தைய அப்யூஸ் பண்ணி அந்த பெண் பிள்ளையை பார்த்து ரொம்ப என்னோடய ஹார்ட் ரொம்ப க்ரஷ், என்னோட இருதயமே உடஞ்சிருச்சு. ஸோ பெண் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் வந்து பாதுகாப்பு இல்லை. ஸோ அதுக்காகவே என்னோடய லைஃப்பை ஸ்ட்ரீட்டில் இருக்கிற கேர்ள் சில்ட்ரனுக்காகவே என்னோடய லைஃப்பை நான் டெடிகேட் பண்ணேன். பாஸ்ட் 23 இயர்ஸாக ஸ்ட்ரீட் சில்ட்ரனுக்காக ஒர்க் பண்ணேன். ஆனால் இந்த கொரோனா 3 இயர்ஸ் முன்னாடி வந்த கொரோனா எங்கள் அம்மா எங்கள் கண்ணு முன்னாடியே ஆக்சிஜன் இல்லாமல் இறந்துட்டாங்க. அதாவது நிறைய பேர் கொரோனா வாரிட்டு போச்சு. நாங்கள் நினைக்கவே இல்லை. எங்கள் அம்மா இன்னைக்கு தான் லாஸ்ட்டு பாப்பாங்க, அம்மா இறந்துட்டாங்க. அம்மா இறந்து 2 டேஸில் நிறைய பேர் இறந்துகிட்டே இருக்காங்க. எப்படியாவது சென்னையில் இருக்கிறவங்களை காப்பாற்றணும். ஏன்னா இங்கே நிறைய பேர் டாக்டர்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கிறீங்க. மெடிக்கல் ஃபீல்டு வாசனை கூட என்னோட ஃபேமிலியில் இல்லை. ஏன்னா 10th ஃபீஸே கட்ட முடியல. எனக்கு அப்படி ஒரு ஃபேமிலியில் தான் நான் பிறந்தேன். ஆனால் காப்பாற்றணும். ஏன்னா நிறைய பேர் இறந்துக்கிட்டே இருக்காங்க. எங்ககிட்ட ஒரு சின்ன ஆட்டோ இருந்தது. அந்த ஆட்டோட ஆக்சிஜன் சிலிண்டர் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி 90 டேஸில் 800 பேரை உயிரை காப்பாற்றுற ஒரு வாய்ப்பு எனக்கு கடவுள் தந்தார். ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் வீட்டிலேருந்து வெளியே போகும்போது இன்னைக்கு தான் கடைசி நாள்னு நினைப்பேன். ஆனால் ஒரு நாளும் ஒரு ஹெல்த் இஷ்யூவும் எனக்கு வரவே இல்லை. ஸோ நிறைய சிஎம் பிஎம் நிறைய அவார்டு எதுவுமே நான் வாங்கலை. ஆனால் ஏதோ இந்த இடத்துல எனக்கு வரணும்னு எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு பிளிங்க் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஸோ அதனால் நான் இங்கே வந்திருக்கேன். ஸோ சமுதாயத்தில் தள்ளப்பட்ட புறக்கணிக்கப்பட்ட 120 பிள்ளைங்களை, பெரியோர்கள், முதியோர்களை, பெண்களை ஸோ எங்கள் ஹோமில் இருக்காங்க. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார் திஸ் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி.
Thank you, ma'am, for presenting your inspiring story. We are now moving to VMRF Women Leadership Awards 2025. I would like to invite Dr. Deepti Shastri. Can we have the video, please? Dr. Deepti Shastri is the Deputy Dean of Vinayaka Mission's Kripananda Warrior Medical College and Hospital, Salem. She is also the Dean of Faculty of Medicine at VMRF, Salem. She has completed her education from Bombay University and Goa University and has over 18 years of work experience. I now invite Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan, Vice President of VMRF DU, to present the award to Dr. Deepti Shastri. Please, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Deepti Shastri to present her acceptance speech with all of us. Please, ma'am.
Honorable Vice President, VMRFDU, Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, distinguished dignitaries on and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. At the outset, I would like to express my profound gratitude to the Honorable Vice President VMRFDU, Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, for this incredible honor. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank the members of the Women Empowerment Cell, especially the convener, Dr. S.P. Sangeeta, for even considering me to bestow this award. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, doubly, Vice President, ma'am. I would like to congratulate all the other awardees. They say that it takes a village to raise a child. By the same standards, it takes a community to raise a woman who is a professional. Receiving VMRFDU Women in Healthcare Leadership Award is not just a personal milestone, but it represents the efforts of innumerable people who have been involved in my journey. I would like to sincerely acknowledge that fact that at Vinayaka Missions, I have been fortunate to have been tutored, mentored and supported without prejudice of being a woman by the management, the university officials and our institutional administrators. I have always maintained that I owe my professional identity to the founder chancellor of VMRFDU, Dr. A. Shanmugasundaram. And as always, I sent up a silent prayer to him in gratitude for his benevolence. I would like to place on record my deepest appreciation to the Honorable Chancellor, Dr. A.S. Ganesan, Honorable Vice President, Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, and Honorable Chairman, Dr. S. Sarvanan, for providing a platform. We just heard Ms. Sita Devi mention about the privileges that an educated student at AVIT receives, which she was not privy to. But we have our leaders at VMRFDU who have provided a platform where women thrive and make significant contributions to academia and research, innovations and healthcare. To all the women out there, let us empower each other. I am so glad Madam asked us to greet each other for Women's Day, because we need to empower each other and create a world where every girl, as it is said, empowered women empower the world, and little girls with dreams become women with vision. Draupadi much, we've had a lot of talk about Draupadi today. I would like to conclude with this slogan: the future is female. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. There is no limit to what a woman can accomplish. I'm very happy to introduce our next VMRF Women Leadership Awardee, Dr. S. Deepa, Professor and HOD, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Arabade Veedu Medical College and Hospital, Pondicherry. Sir, video please. Dr. S. Deepa is an MBBS gold medalist and obtained MD from SCB Medical College, Cuttack. She has nearly 20 years of teaching experience and trained in histoscopy and infertility. She has published 22 papers and 5 book chapters and has obtained 4 funded projects. Madam has also served as resource person in conferences and as an editorial board member in international journals. I now request the Honorable Madam Chancellor to present the VMR of Women Leadership Award 2025 to Dr. S. Deepa. I now request Dr. S. Deepa to give the
Myself, Dr. S. Deepa, stand before you, being gratitude for this award. I present this award to all my women patients whom I see every day. And I am very thankful for our management and our Vice President, Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan ma'am, and the organizers, and Dr. S.P. Sangeeta madam, and other Women Empowerment Cell of Vinayaka Mission's Chennai campus for giving me this opportunity to stand before you and accept this prestigious VMRF awards. When I chose MDOG, my mother asked me to choose MDOG because other subjects were also there in front of me. Because OG, we have to work 24/7. I knew it. But she told, I made you doctor because you have to work for women. I feel empowered because of my patients, and I have women faculty along with me. We always daily address to women. I feel women's health is women power. They empowered if they are healthy. Healthy women environment and a healthy women society can make them empowered. So I see the patients, women patients who come to me, they won't even tell their problems to their family or to their friends or anyone. But they will come and tell me. They will tell, Madam, can I talk to you private? And they will tell me. So every day I look for them, and I have many inspiring people around me at AVMC. So I owe this award to all of them also, starting from our Anuradha madam, till my PG students and patients or everyone, my family members, everyone. I thank the Almighty for giving me and making me stand in front of you at this moment. I feel grateful for this moment to Almighty. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Yeah. So I thank my mother because I told you, first it was she who told me, I made you doctor to serve for the women. Thank you to my mother. Thank you, Amma.
Thank you, Dr. Deepa. We now have the Exceptional Mother Award of 2025, and to give the award, can we have Dr. K.R. Malati to give the award to Mrs. Kaveri M., who is the mother of Tamilvani M., a student from BSc Trauma Care Technology at FASH. Can we have a big round of applause?
Our next category of award is VMCC Women Achiever Award. Sir, please play the video. A woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will without pretense and arrives at her destination, prepared to be herself and herself only. It's indeed a great pleasure to announce the awardee, Dr. R. Shembagavalli, Associate Dean Student Affairs, VMLS. Dr. R. Shembagavalli holds a BCom, MBM and PhD with 26 years of experience in academics, admission, administration, accreditation, placements and branding. I now welcome our Honorable Madam Chancellor to present the VMRF Women Achiever Award to Dr. R. Shanmughavan. I now request Dr. R. Shanmughavan ma'am to give the acceptance speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. Namaste and Vanakkam. I don't know, I'm overwhelmed to get this award. Respected Anuradha ma'am, all the guests, dignitaries on the dais, and my team of the dais. Actually, the first thank I have to tell my mother. It was her dream that I should become not a teacher. Her word was like I should be a professor. So I think that is why I am into the college. And this 28 years, this is my 28th year being a teacher. I think the first inspiration and motivation for a teacher is their students. So they only give us that inspiration and motivation to think new, think innovatively, creatively, and bring something new to their classes. I thank all my leaders, mentors, those who have helped me, and also I thank all the men throughout my journey who has created a path for me to accomplish whatever I have desired for. And also my thank to my son especially, because he is the one who advised me a lot, and he always gives me a purpose to prove myself every time. So I think because of him, every time I feel like I should get an award, and he should talk about me to all the men he come across, and he should tell that women are the power and the energy which spreads to everyone to create a very healthy and a very strong environment wherever we are. So thank you once again to the selection committee and to the management, and I thank my Dean Anant Padmanabhan for creating lots of opportunities and help us to prove ourselves. I thank the management for creating lots of women leaders and giving us the space and the platform to do whatever we wanted. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shanmughavan. The next Vinayaka Mission's Women Achiever Award goes to Mrs. S. Subhashini. Can we have the video, please? Mrs. S. Subhashini is the Senior Manager at Corporate HR VMRF Office. She was born and brought up in Chennai and has completed her UG from DB Jain College and PG from Madras School of Social Work. She has worked in the corporate companies for past 9 years, and her career at VMRF started in 2010. This year, she is completing her 25th year of service. I now invite Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, Vice President of VMRF DU, to present the Vinayaka Mission's Women Achiever Award 2025 to Mrs. S. Subhashini. Please, ma'am. I now invite Ms. Subhashini to share her acceptance speech with all of us. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all. I'm speechless now because this is very special to me, because as they mentioned, like, this is my 25th year of career. I started my career in 2001. So this award made me so special, especially this year. So thank you so much for recognizing me, ma'am. As Malati ma'am said, even a small chocolate will motivate, especially ladies, which is a more motivational factor to move forward. So thank you so much. I would like to mention a special mention about our Honorable Chancellor and Madam, Dr. Anuradha Madam, for giving me opportunity to venture so many new initiatives at VMRF in terms of employee perspective. Especially in past few years, I'm closely working with Chancellor and Madam Chancellor. So always they are a very motivating person and they never say no for anything. Any new ventures, they will say, okay, you go ahead. Even if there any glitch is there, they are ready to support us. So I am truly blessed to working under your leadership and Sir's leadership. Thank you so much, and I have attended this Women's Day celebrations past couple of years. I always think that, okay, fine, so what should I need to do to attain this award? I hope this is the destiny for me. So thank you so much. So I have two admiring personals in my life, female people in my life. One is, I would like to specially mention about this name. Her name is Bhanumati. She is my mentor, boss, friend, whatever it is. She is the main reason for what I am here, because she is the one suggested me take HR and move forward. So I would like to thank Ms. Bhanumati. And second person, with your permission, ma'am, I would like to mention about Mrs. Annapurni Shanmur Sundaram, our Honorable Chancellor's mother. I had an opportunity to discuss with her in many ways. So I admire her a lot, because VMRF, in a personal friend, it has a very big family. So she handles people very, very smart manner. I admired her a lot. So these two people are my main aspirations in my life. And I also take opportunity to thank few people in my lifetime. Obviously, my better half, my husband, and two beautiful daughters. Okay, my equal half, Mr. Narendra Kumar, he is my husband, and I have two lovely daughters. Last but not least, my parents and my team, my peers, and all the head of the institutions and leaders and the campus. So thank you so much for your support and cooperation, whatever I did so far. I expect the same in coming days also. And especially mention about the one another team, Women Empowerment Team of VMCC. Thank you so much for nominating me and recognizing me, my contribution towards VMCC. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we move on to the next category of awards, the Best Housekeeping Award 2025. I now invite Dr. Giri Rangasamy ma'am, Dean CSR, to give away the award. The Best Housekeeping Award 2025 goes to Mrs. R. Selvi.
The next set of awards are for Outstanding Student Awards for girl students. The first student to, I request Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan, Honorable Madam Chancellor VMRF DU, to give away these awards. First up we have Merlin Shweta S, who is a final year student at AVIT, who is doing biomedical engineering. I request Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan, Honorable Madam Chancellor, to give away the award to Merlin Shweta S. final year student from AVIT who's doing biomedical engineering. Up next, we have Srinidhi M, who is a final year LLB student at Vinayaka Mission's Law School. She is also the president of Student Council at VMLS. Next, we have Kavya M, who is a second year MBA student. Next, we have Yankee Turki, who is a second year BBA student at SAS. Next, we have Sindhu R, who is studying BSc Cardiac Technology at SAHS.
On account of Women's Day celebration, various competitions were conducted for faculties and students, in which there was active participation. Here comes the much-awaited prize distribution ceremony. I now request our chief guest, Mrs. Neera Misra, to give away the prizes. Celebrating myself, the first place goes to Dr. Christiana Singh, Director of SAS. Second prize to Ms. Neha R of HNDS Department, AVIT. Second prize to Ms. Neha R of AVIT. Third prize to Ms. Ramya S, Research Scholar of ECE, AVIT.
The next contest was the most inspiring women in my life video contest. The first place is backed by. Can we have Miss Sita Devi to present the award? The first place goes to Miss Sharmila Jain, Assistant Professor from AVIT. The second place goes to Dr. Prabha Sheila from AVIT. The third place goes to Mr. Ratan Kumar V, Assistant Professor from AVIT. We have a special prize for Miss Pushpa from AVIT. The next contest that was held was a role play. We would like Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan, Honorable Madam Chancellor, to give away the award. The first team is from AVIT, which consists of Dr. Suganya Josephine, Dr. Nagalakshmi, Dr. Sharmila, and Dr. Tamil Sundar M. The second position also goes to AVIT. The team members are Dr. Charumati, Dr. Sangeeta RK, Dr. Gayatri S, Miss Sneha R. The third position goes to AVIT again. The team members are Miss K. Gomati, Miss S. Anita, Miss S. Salomi and Miss S. Komalavalli. The next contest is regard before you discard. Can we have Miss Neera Misra to give away the prizes for the winners? The first place goes to SAHS. The team members consist of Grace Let Blessy G, Pradisha R. The second position is backed by Department of Management, G. Prema and Sindhu Mani. The third position is backed by AVIT. The team consists of T. Prasanna and A. Chaya Shri. The next contest is the social media campaign. Can we have Dr. Giri Rangasamy to present the award to the winners? The first position is backed by SAS by Mr. K. Kavin, who is a first year student at who's doing BCom at SAS. Can we have a big round of applause? The second position goes to Department of Management for Mr. Akshay Selvam R. The next contest is Who Am I? The first position goes to Department of Management to Miss Gayatri S. The second position goes to Gauri M from VMLS. And the third position goes to Kavya T from SAS. Congratulations, winners. I now request Dr. S.P. Sangeeta, VP Academics of AVIT, to deliver the vote of thanks and conclude the event. Please, ma'am.
Very good afternoon. Honorable Madam Chancellor VMRF, Guest of Honor Ms. Neera Misra, Founder, Draupadi Dream Trust and VMRF Women of Excellence Awardees, Swami G, and dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, faculty, staff and students and guests who have joined us today to make this Women's Day more special. In the timeless words of the revered Tamil poet Thiruvalluvar, Anbudayan Adal Varuvan Nalgugar Nandikan Pandudaya Tannai Nattu. A person who fosters love is loved by everyone, and one who cultivates goodness will receive respect. It is in the spirit of love and respect that I begin today's vote of thanks, filled with immense appreciation for the visionary leadership of VMRF. On behalf of the organizing team of this Women's Day celebration, I express my deepest gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor and Madam Chancellor, whose unwavering commitment has been the foundation for this prestigious award ceremony during our Women's Day celebrations since 2017. This initiative has brought together remarkable women achievers from diversified fields and has become a beacon of recognition for their outstanding contributions. Though our Chancellor was unable to join us today due to some official commitments, we fondly remember the inspiring speeches on women empowerment during past celebrations, which continue to resonate in all our hearts. The effort put by our Honorable Madam Chancellor in crafting and nurturing this program is immeasurable. We are truly fortunate to have you, Madam, for your visionary leadership guiding this event from its very inception. As we today celebrate the Women's Day celebrations, we take a moment to reflect on the wisdom of William Shakespeare. Her leadership is like a star, guiding us through the darkest nights. With wisdom bright, courage bold, she steers us towards the light. Thank you, Ma'am. My heartfelt thanks to Swami G, who has joined with us today, accepting our invitation despite his busy schedule. I think after this meeting he has to fly to Cochin. And with his he is also not well. Besides all this, we are blessed to have your blessings today. Thank you, Swami Ji. On behalf of Vinaka Mission's Chennai campus, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed guest of honor, Ms. Neera Misra, founder of the Draupadi Dream Trust, for sharing such an insightful and inspiring talk on the greatness of Indian women. Your words have given us valuable perspectives on the incredible contributions and resilience of women throughout the history. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my gratitude to Mrs. Kavita Rangarajan, Managing Trustee of Meenakshi Polytechnic College and sister of Dr. Anuradha ma'am, for her presence and encouragement. I would like to extend my congratulations to the VMRF Women of Excellence awardees, Dr. K.R. Malati and Mrs. R. Sita Devi, who is the founder and managing trustee of Street Vision Social and Charitable Trust under the category of Community and Services. Your dedicated efforts in transforming the lives of countless children and women are really inspiring. Thank you, ma'am, and congratulations to you. Especially congratulations to the VMRF Women Leadership Awardees 2025, Dr. Deepthi Shastri and Dr. S. Deepa. Your invaluable contributions to the field of medicine and healthcare are truly commendable. I would also like to recognize Dr. Shanbhavali, Associate Dean, for receiving the Best Teaching Faculty Special Award, and Mrs. Subhashni, a Senior Manager HR and ever favorite, for receiving the Women Achiever Award. Your dedication and passion for the respective fields are truly admirable. Congratulations to both of you. It's a great honor to have the presence of our beloved Dean, Dr. Giri Rangasamy ma'am, the senior most academician of our university, whose guidance has been invaluable to all of us. Thank you, ma'am, for your excellent speech and encouragement. I extend deepest gratitude to the Women Empowerment Cell team members. Your commitment and collaborative spirit have been integral to the success of today's celebration. It's more than a month we started planning, and they were working all 24/7 and to make it a grand success today. As Helen Keller said, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. The teamwork which we had in the Women Empowerment Cell has truly exemplified this spirit, and I'm deeply thankful to all your support. Warm congratulations to all the participants, winners of the competitions held in honor of Women's Day. Your achievements are truly commendable. And I would also like to express my gratitude to all the men who have joined us today in support of this cause. A heartfelt thanks to the admin team led by Mr. Rajesh. Special thanks to Professor Prabhakar, Biomedical Engineering, and Mr. Sudan, Ms. Rohini, and Mr. Protractor Ajay Raj. A big round of applause to him because I think he didn't sleep yesterday. Throughout the night, he was preparing the videos for all the guests and he was sharing it to us. So I thank everyone on behalf of the Women Empowerment Cell. Lastly, dear women, today is International Women's Day and I encourage each one of you to take a moment to remember and thank the women who have shaped your life, whether it's maybe your mother, with your wife or daughter or friend, whoever it might be. Let's celebrate all women and acknowledge their relentless efforts. Empowered women empower the world. When we rise together, we create a future where every voice is heard and every dream is possible. Dear all, as it's told, it took me quite a long time to develop a voice, and now that I have it, I'm not going to be silent anymore. Your voice matters. Your leadership matters. Step forward, embrace your potential, lead with grace and strength. Once again, I thank everyone who contributed to making this event a grand success. Happy International Women's Day to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. We wish you all a very happy Women's Day 2025. Let's celebrate every day and not only on Women's Day. Thank you.
அது இது மட்டும் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா?